Finally made it back outside. All the snow is finally gone. It's about 50 degrees out right now, which is about 400% higher than normal, so I'll take that every single day right now. The wind is crazy, but we're wrapping things up with this Western Rattler 45 caliber. We're gonna see how much power there is in this power wheel. Although I was hoping it would probably be at halfway, but there's no telling if this is already maxed out or not. So we'll see how much higher we can go, and we'll see how low this thing will actually go. But we are tethered just for efficiency's sake. I don't want to keep getting up and topping off for no reason, considering this is already regulated. Just saving me a little bit of time. But today we're gonna be using this Griffin ammo 200 grain flat-based hollow point slugs. Let's get started. I have no sights on this thing. I'm eventually going to try and take out that Texas Star just as we're doing this, just to see if I can do it with no sights. But pretty much this is all just gonna be data collection. Let's do 3 rounds at each setting. Then we'll bump the power wheel up 3 clicks every time and just see what happens. Hopefully we're not already topped off. All right, let's go. All right, let's go 3 clicks up. Those numbers were actually pretty consistent. All right, that is the perfect reason to have 2 chronographs. My tripod one read 3,042 feet per second, which that would have been pretty incredible. The numbers seem to have gone up a little bit. Let's just keep going. I'm probably just gonna go off the FX chronograph readings because the readings on my other one just make no sense. We're getting higher velocity though, so let's keep going. That was hilarious. All right, we are out of ammo. Let's go check on the chronograph. Okay, so about 9 clicks up, I think we topped off right there. So now we're gonna have to go back down. Let's go back down 9. Let's see if we get the same readings as the first set. So I'll reload real quick and then we'll put 3 more rounds through. All right, let's see if we're back on track to where we started from. That actually looks pretty good. We're pretty much right back to where we were, just a hair under where we were, but close enough that I can live with that. That's pretty consistent. All right, we went down 3. The sound that makes when it's impacting the ground is like almost like a small explosion going off. Well, we went down 3, but the velocity actually seemed like it increased a tiny little bit, so let's go down 3 more and repeat. See if I can hit that plate off. Trust me, that thing's gonna be down before this video is over, one way or another. Those numbers look better, so I'm gonna go down 3 more, and then I have the top off again. So those numbers are starting to I'd say significantly drop off a little bit here with those extra 3 turns. I'm gonna keep going down a little bit more, but I feel like the gun might be struggling to cycle if I go down much further. I kind of feel like the recoil was very, very light. Granted, we are getting pretty high numbers and foot-pounds and whatnot, but I'm just gonna watch and make sure that this thing's properly indexing. We're gonna go down 3 more, see what happens, and then I'll probably have to stop there. But like I said, we'll see what happens. All right, here we go. Down 3 more. Ricochet for Stony. All right, so I turned it down 3 more, but after this, it looks like we're probably gonna be sub 700 FPS. And this ammo being only 200 grains is pretty light for this. I think we might stop there and then bring it back up to where we were. And then if I don't take that plate off by then, that plate's coming off. Well, that's definitely off now. Let's even hit the gong. All right, let's check the readings. Now that was actually very consistent. All 701s on that. And I've been talking about how the regulator on this isn't that great, but this has been way more consistent than the last time I had this thing out. So let's crank this back up. I think we need to go 12. All All right, that's 12. Let's see where we're at, and I'll bring it back to exactly where we started if we need to adjust it a little bit. Gong again. All right, let's refill again. I'm gonna bump this up 3 more clicks, and I think we should be golden. Be right back exactly where it was when we started. Now I have to admit, I am kind of impressed. There's a ton of movement in this power wheel that without even touching the regulator, you get a pretty sizable range of velocity in there just from the adjustments on the gun. Not even touching the regulator. All right, let's go for that gong again. Three more clicks, I think we're golden. Three for 3. Granted, it is a pretty sizable object, but I'll take it. All right, we're gonna dump the rest of this mag, and I just wanna go over a couple of things with this Rattler and just Western Airgun manuals. There's a couple instances where I just feel like the manual can use some better wordage. It's kind of confusing, but you'll see what I'm talking about when we get there. Let me just, I think we have 6 left. Let me dump this. And that's it. All right, let me go grab the manual and we'll go over what I'm talking about. I have the Sidewinder manual out, and it has a section here that makes no sense to me. The Sidewinder uses a removable magazine that cannot be removed from the airgun. And then obviously it shows instructions on how to remove the magazine and put it back in. The magazine that you cannot remove from the gun, that's removable from the gun. So that was very interesting. Now on the Rattler manual, it has a section that tells you that you can set the regulator from 140 bar to 190 bar. Under 140 bar, you run the risk of having issues with the gun not cycling properly. And then if you have it above that, you can have valve lock issues. But when I received my Rattler, the factory setting was 135 bar. That just seemed kind of weird to me that it's under the setting that they actually tell you to not put it under. So that was very interesting. And I believe it was on this manual for the 45 Rattler. It mentions not filling the gun past 250 bar. And then on all these guns, it says written on the gun to not fill past 300 bar. And I've asked a couple people and they tell you not to put it past 250 bar. But the gun can take 300 bar. It just contradicts itself in a way. Can you fill it past 250 or can you fill it to 300? I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to fill it to 300. The tank can take 300 bar, so why wouldn't the gun, if it's being regulated down to 120 on the Sidewinder to 180, and on the Rattlers 140 to 190 bar? Are the regulators not able to take the extra pressure or something? Is there an issue with that? Because I just don't understand. For instance, the Umrex Gauntlet 30, you can have it 4,500 PSI, and the reg's bringing it down to, I think, 2,800 or 2,900. Now that'd be really strange if you could only fill it to 250 bar, even with it being regulated. Is this regulator more sensitive? Can the Gauntlet just take the extra pressure? I don't know, I'm just speculating here, but I just found that kind of strange. So I'll leave you with that. Unfortunately, this is going back to the owner after this video. Big thank you to them for sending it out. It's an incredible air rifle, and I'm just impressed that you can adjust the velocity that much just on the power wheel alone without even touching the regulator, so that's pretty cool. You could probably almost have this thing completely topped off and then detune the power wheel and get, say, if you wanted 140 bar regulator setting, you could probably just bring that down to that setting for velocity that you would get, but with the regulator all the way up, and then just go from the power wheel and not even have to worry about touching anything. I think that'd be a pretty sweet setup to have on this, to just max it out and just go down from there. But this isn't mine. We're leaving it where it is. I don't want anything to break on this, so it is what it is. Maybe if I get another one he sent out at some point, I'll play around with it and see what absolute maximum power is. Because I have my 357 Rattler out, and I'm planning on doing a max power video with that. It's at 190 bar right now, and that thing's cranking. So that video should be fun. See ya.